Okay, guys. Yesterday you worked on dress up. That was Scratch lesson 4. Our main goals were dress up were for you to trigger events when sprites are clicked. So when we clicked on this shirt, we should have triggered an event. So hopefully for that, you went to events. When this sprite is clicked, sprite being the shirt, then you went to motion. We wanted it to glide 1 second to, the easiest way was to put it in its correct position, negative 57 and 9. Negative 57 and 9. So when this sprite is clicked, we want to go to glide 1 second to negative 157 and 9. Then we wanted to make sure that when we're done, we click the green flag, that it goes back to its regular position. So we needed to have a when the green flag is clicked, we want it to go to negative 185 and 114. So hopefully when y'all did that, you click the shirt, it glides in place. You click the green flag and it goes back. That is how you trigger an event, our first outcome. Trigger event when sprites are clicked. The event does not happen until you actually click on the sprite. And then the second goal we had was to initialize the scene when the green flag is clicked. So initialize scene would be to click the green flag. That is the same thing as reset. Basically, you're resetting it back. You'll have some time today to finish this if you've not done that. Make sure you add it to the studio. I can't see it if you don't add it to the studio. So remember to do that. You'll click project page at the bottom. Make sure it's got instructions for how to work your project, and you click add to studio, and you will find lesson 4 dress up. Click the plus and then click OK, and it'll add your project in there. Any questions on yesterday's? I know some people need a little bit more time to finish, but everybody understands what they're doing. Okay. For today, on Canvas, if you'll go to modules, we're going to scroll down till we see Scratch, and we are going to lesson 5, Debug Studio. Now, if you still need a little bit of time on 4, you'll do that first and then come here. So our outcome for today is that we want to debug a series of programs using some of the concepts we've learned in Unit 1. For Unit 1, remember we have a vocabulary test on Friday. You've written down several words. We've done some stuff in Scratch. You might see a couple of those kind of questions, but nothing that you've not done and we haven't talked about. I do need you to, and you don't have to do it right this second, but before you leave today, you're going to go through just this one page. And there is a vocabulary word at the bottom. It says parallelism. Parallelism. A set of instructions that run at the same time. So like in Scratch right here, you had 2 sets that were running at the same time. When you click the green flag, all the clothes were going back at the same time. Yes?
Debugging is also one of our vocab words.
Debugging is also one of our vocabulary words. You're absolutely right. And we're going to do that throughout the semester. So make sure that parallelism, you get that added because you will see that on your vocabulary test. Remember, you can use your notebook Friday, but you've got to have the words in there for it to be able to help you. So for the Scratch debug, we're going to debug a series of programs. In our warm-up, what strategies do you use to debug code?
Watching step by step.
Step by step. That's usually what I do too. I think when you're debugging code, a lot of times it's easy to say, that's not right, let's just erase all that and start over. Which is fine if you've got just a few lines, but if you've got a lot of code, that's a lot to do. So I do the same thing. I go through, I'm like, okay, Because a lot of times students will raise their hand and they'll say, it's not going back when I click the green flag. But they haven't told it to go back. The computer can't read your mind, so you have to tell it exactly what you want it to do and then go through the line. Okay, I wanted it to click on each this, then this. And so that's debugging can be a little difficult. This one is easy. Y'all will go through it quickly. It's based on just the information we've already covered. So it'll be easy for you. But there's a couple, what I want to explain to y'all is how I want you to turn it in. And that's why I want make sure you're paying attention to see how to turn it in. So the first thing, click on the Scratch Debug It Unit 1 Studio. When you do that, you're going to see 5 debugging activities. They're simple. They just kind of take in what we've already done with move and glide commands. So you're going to click on the first one. When you click on each one, I need you to make sure that you click Remix. Okay, every time you see the Remix button, you're going to want to make sure you click Remix. It's going to make it your project then, and it'll tell you what to do. When the green flag is clicked, the monkey should reset to the rock. Can you fix it? In the later debugs, you'll figure out how to do that. How to empty the glass, refill the glass, things like that. But for now, it's telling you it should reset. You're going to do what it tells you to do, debug that. When you're done, like if you finish this monkey one, you're finished. Guys, look, please. I don't want to have to explain multiple times how to turn it in, okay? You're going to do See Project Page. Scroll to the bottom. Oh, you have to share first. Share. Then scroll to the bottom. You're going to add to Studio. Find the Debug Studio. Click the plus and add it. So you should be adding 5 puzzles by the end of the class period today, all to that Debug Studio. That's the only way that I can see that you have completed it. So everybody gets that. You're going to do these 5, and they shouldn't take you long. You're going to click Remix, add it to the studio, get that vocabulary word, and then when you're finished, you've got the Lightbot and Everify you can work on at the bottom. These 2 will be due Friday. So if you'll focus on those 2. I'm going to go through, and if I'm missing anything from you, I'll let you know. If you get stumped on anything, raise your hand. I'll be circulating around. I can answer any questions you have if you're stuck. But Scratch, the dress up, we want to get turned in first into the studio and then start working on the Debug Studio. All right, any questions for me? Okay, go ahead and get started. I'll be moving about, and if you have any questions, let me know.